Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the UCF press conference where they just defeated Nevada by a score of 5-2 to clinch a spot in the national title game against East Carolina tomorrow. The floor is open for questions.
Coach, congratulations on a great game. I'm wondering, last night obviously you played a tough game against Nevada. You got up, they got up, you battled back. Lost it there at the end. What was the message to the team overnight and preparing them to come back today?
Yeah, I was just telling them, the root of club baseball is fun. And yesterday I felt like we were a little tense coming to the field. Semifinal game, obviously it's a pretty big stage. So just getting back to our roots of having fun at the root of it. And just making sure our seniors have a good time out here. I've always preached that all year. It's out of their respect, like what they've built for the program, that we give it all for them every single time we go out here. So I was just preaching that to them, just to stay loose out there and just have a good time.
Cameron, you dominated a very, very good hitting lineup. Tell us what your approach was, how you did it, how did you control the 3 and 4 hitters?
Very tough hitters. Shout out to Nevada, great team. I did scout them. I knew that the slider and curveball I would have to throw because that team hits fastballs. Like, if you're throwing it, because I tried to throw it one time, and thank God it was caught in the center field. But, yeah, I just try to stay ahead, get ahead, so I just don't have to go with my fastball. I just like using my curveball and my slider, and I thought that was the key for me to be successful with them, too.
Andrew, so obviously Cam throws a gem today. He's thrown 2 for you in this tournament. What's it like having a go-to guy like that where you can just kind of give him the ball and you kind of almost, before the game even starts, you have a feeling, hey, we're getting the W today. What's the next game?
Cameron White's just been, he's been huge for us this year. 9-0, that's a team record as well. He's just come out here for us all year and has dominated. He puts in the work too. People say, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and Cam, I think, is the true definition of that. He goes out there and puts his work in. But it's very comforting, to answer your question and everything, to know that when you give Cameron White the ball, that he's going to give you a good outing. He's going to give it your all. So he's a true reason why we've been here in our position to begin with. So.
Michael, you come in from the bullpen there in the top of the 8th. They get a couple of guys on, hit by pitch. But then you got the big outs when needed. What was I'm actually interested in both of yours and the coach's perspective here. The mound visit there in the 8th. What was said? How did you guys sort of regroup and get those big outs when needed?
Well, shout out to Kenny because he did the same thing for me when I started. Because when I started, I didn't throw well. He came in, shoved in the bullpen. Cam came out. I guess I got 3 guys on and made it interesting for everybody, but the mound visit was just calm down. You're good at baseball. You can throw baseballs. You can get guys out. I was like, I know I can. I'm a ground ball pitcher. I get double plays. That's exactly what happened. I got the biggest double play of my entire life. So he calmed me down, and it really helped. So.
I was just telling the defense during the mound meeting. It was more of a defensive meeting more than anything. I knew Bulmer was going to come in here and throw good pitches. He was going to keep them low in the zone. It was just a matter of keeping our defense calm because I know sometimes we can get a little bit tense. But shout out to Jesus and Frankie for making that play like they've been doing all year. They've made big plays against FSU and in regionals for us all year. So big shout out to them.
Andrew, Cameron had 124 pitches. Was it a mutual decision to take him out, or was he done?
Yeah, we have been in constant communication. All season and everything. I've never been the one guy that wants to end someone's career or just their quality of life from an injury like that. So I'm always in constant communication, making sure guys are getting the right rest. So we were after every single inning. Hey, how you doing? How you feeling out there? And we were talking to each other about the pitch counts because he was worrying about throwing the ball. I was worrying about the count. So I was just letting him know where he was at, and we were on page with everything.
So Cameron, this is just your sophomore year. You're a young guy. You'll finish the season 9-0, assuming you don't come back tomorrow. Talk about your emotions sort of coming into a big stage like this. It's the first time for UCF being in the World Series. And how do you control your emotions and channel that into a pitching performance like tonight?
Great question. This is overwhelming. Like I said, we just played the champions from last year. Like, I would just hope I just wanted. What can I say? Okay. Our defense is played a hell, like all season long. I can't explain too much. It's not even me. It's more my defense. It's more my other pitchers. I'm just there to throw the rock. I did pitch against University of Miami when I did play Division I baseball before. So I know the atmosphere, but this is amazing. I love the NCBA. And shout out to all my family from Menneson, Pennsylvania, not too far from where the NCBA area is.
Last year, Nevada came here as a first time. It was their first appearance in the World Series, and they won it all. This is your first appearance in the World Series. Are you ready to win it all?
Yeah, I mean, we're more than ready, I guess, to answer your question. But, no, I mean, I actually heard as well that they kind of had the same format as us. They went 2-0, then lost the game as well in the semifinal, then had to come out and play again, won that game, and then won the World Series. So it's kind of cool to see a little bit of a trend there. But obviously tomorrow's going to be another day. The sun's going to shine in the morning, and we have to come out and go to work. I mean, nothing's going to, change at the end of the day. That ECU is a very tough team. So, we can't necessarily pray for a miracle. We just have to go out there and work for it. So,
Coach, win or lose tomorrow, the UCF Knights have had a tremendous season. How do you prepare for tomorrow's game with the idea that, and maintain the idea that we don't want second place, we want to be first place?
It just comes down to not being satisfied. When we all sat down together in September, when we had this team, we set out on this journey and everything, and we knew we had the right guys for it. And when we were making this team too, we weren't necessarily basing it off the X's and O's of what you bring to the table with your play. We were basing it off of how you gel as a teammate, how well when the so-called the S hits the fan. How are you going to react with your teammates? Are you gonna start pointing fingers, or are you going to bear down with them and go to work? So that trust has been built all year. So I feel like now this is the time where you go out and you show it. Now this isn't the time to figure it out. So we've proved that all year, and so I've just really the big word of this whole term has been trust. Keep trusting in your teammates. So that's all I really have to preach.
Would you like to share with us who your starter is tomorrow?
Yeah, I was saying out there, we still have to discuss a little bit. Most probable is probably going to be Kenny Donaldson, but we still have a couple names in mind. Anthony Lenahan will probably come out and give us some innings as well. So
are you sure Brooks is not pitching?
He probably will. Yeah, and then we have a possible return of Brooks Robinson for the possible close. So.
Any further questions? All right, thank you, gentlemen.